Hey guys, Michael Smith here, the Beachbanger. And we are only 1 week away from July 4th, which means it's time for my summer show 2026, which is called Raising Hell in Highland View. Today, I'm in my backyard to give you guys a summer show preview. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some of the components of my show. By doing this, I'm not going to approach this in the exact order of how things are going to be done for the actual show. When the show comes up, they'll be in order the way I want them. As for right now, I'm just going to share with you the different elements of my show. I told you back in January that my summer show is going to be an all Shelton show. Basically, every product in this year's lineup is from Shelton Fireworks, a Shelton Firework house brand. I'm talking Mad Hornet, El Toro, Black Avenger, Mississippi Gambler, Alien, Viking, the list goes on and on. There's so many house brands there. And I also told you that I wanted this show to contain exclusive items. I wanted it to have like some of Shelton's most notorious items, some of their famous items, things that really make them stand out. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to happen because failure on my part mainly and things beyond my control. But for one, I set aside a certain money for fireworks. I call them a firework fund. Well, I have a firework fund that slowly builds up, and then life happens. And so fireworks are not quite as important as other things. So I have to pull from my firework fund, from time to time, which caused my firework fund to dwindle. So I didn't get all the things that I wanted to use for the show, okay? I mean, there's a lot of things I wanted to get, but I did go out and make a bunch of purchases. I showed you some things in my haul videos that I bought. So I feel like the things I do have is really good stuff. I can say that as of right now, 99% of the stuff I have in my summer show is all by Shelton Fireworks. There may be one or two items that's not by Shelton. Pretty close. That's not because Shelton didn't have the items that I'm looking for, even though that was the case in some things. And I'm gonna go about how to fix that, moving forward. I wasn't able to go out and get all the things that I wanted. Something else is that I kind of messed up on not getting certain things that were available, okay? I think I hurt myself, in those regards, but it's okay. The show that I have for you guys and for the people that's gonna be there, it's still gonna be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. I always look forward to these fireworks shows because I live to put on these fireworks shows. Putting on fireworks shows is so much fun. All the planning and prepping, and then when the night comes for the show and you're excited, and I'm looking forward to a great show. It's going to be a great show. Now, you already know that me, the Beachbanger, I always put on the best consumer fireworks show on the Forgotten Coast, without a doubt, hands down, bar none, undisputedly. Just ask somebody in the community, they'll say, oh yeah, the Beachbanger, man, he really balls out. He really, lights the sky on fire. We love going to his shows, So again, it's gonna be a great night, and a great night of celebration, and a great night of shooting off fireworks, putting on a show down there in Highland View. Let me go ahead and show you some of the things that's gonna be in my show this year. For my show introduction, it's gonna be kind of a special thing. Part of my intro is gonna include these guys. I got a crackling pteranodon. I got some Twitter glitters. I got some of these small cakes here. All this stuff here is gonna be part of my intro. Also, I got a box of these Loud and Mighty 1-inch ball shells. Those items I just showed you, along with this brand new banner, is gonna make up my fireworks show intro. Beachbanger Fireworks with the bandanas. I'm gonna have this banner on, there's gonna be a pole on each side, and I'll have probably the crackling pteranodon in front, along with 4 fountains, the 2 on each side, and they're gonna go off. And then I'm gonna have some just small cakes behind it going off right afterwards. I think it's gonna look really nice. One of the things that's gonna be new moving forward, starting this year, I decided that, you know what, there are literally like pallets, wood pallets all over St. Joe. I mean, you can find them anywhere. I got the good idea of taking the wood pallets, cutting them in half, and then taking other pieces of wood, filling in the gaps, and make a nice little launch pad. As you can see here, I've made 4 cake boards using pallets. Are going to be used to set up for 200-gram cakes, 500-gram cakes, things like that. I think they're pretty nifty, man, if you ask me. I mean, and these aren't that heavy because they're cut in half, and plus I used the lighter pallets. I didn't go with the heavy pallets. I think I did a pretty good job on them, and they're pretty solid. Those are going to be used as my new cake boards. I want to show you my cake boards when they actually have product on them. All right, so here's my cake boards. I have one there, and I have one over here. And real quick, let me kind of show you what I got here. I have 200-gram cakes up front. There's 7 200-gram cakes on this board. There's 2 500-gram cakes. Also, you'll notice I have some mortar tubes. And so the idea is that in between some of these cakes, I'm gonna have a canister shell go up every so often, for some added fun. On this one over here, same thing pretty much. I only have 5 200-gram cakes on this board, but I have a couple more mortar tubes. I have this 500-gram cake called Wingmaster, which is also a Garandoli, and I have this nice Purple Storm fan cake, and behind it I have 4 of these single shot tubes. These are all yellow. I got Lemon Splash, Yellow Star, Lemon Splash, Yellow Star. And the purpose behind this section right here is purple and gold. I call it purple and gold, but it's really purple and yellow. It's because these colors are the colors of Port St. Joe High School, purple and gold. And so I want to give a little tribute to the locals and the high school and stuff. I think that purple and gold is going to look really nice. It's something that's important to me. I wanted to include it because I am a Port St. Joe High School Shark for life. That's our mascot, the Sharks. As you can tell, I'm kind of 200-gram heavy this year, and it's just the way it worked out. I mean, it wasn't because I was trying to save money and go with 200-gram cakes and skimp on the 500. I really wanted more 500s, but when I left Shelton's the other day, instead of getting a couple of 500 grams, I ended up buying novelties. So that's on me. But the good side is I'm gonna have some mystery novelty item videos coming out after the 4th of July. So be looking forward to that. I'm gonna designate one particular mortar rack for multi-break shells. So what I have here is a 12-shot mortar rack that I built. I called this my 12-shot DIY mortar rack. My buddy Ezra here is to help me out with this video. But I got these 12-inch HDPE tubes. And what I'm going to use in this rack is this El Toro Supreme shell kit. This shell kit has 10 shells in there. It has 2 of these single shot ball shells. It has 2 peanuts, 2 canister shells. These are very small canister shells. There's also 2 of these triple break shells, and there's 2 quad break shells. I'm going to use these Fire Stars. These are 5 break artillery shells. There's 6 shells in this kit. So I have the singles, doubles, triples, and quads over here, and I have some 5-break shells over here. I think having this multi-break shell mortar rack is a pretty cool idea. You know, something I haven't done in the past really. I have, but not to the extreme where I had quads and 5-break shells. That's pretty cool. I think people are really gonna like this part of the show. But we're gonna do a demo on these Firestars as well, because I'm only using 2, maybe 3 of them in the show altogether. So I'll have some left over for a demo for you guys. Another part is gonna be like all red, white, and blue. It's gonna be my patriotic portion of the show, Americana, if you will. Got very creative because there's some things I wanted at Shelton's, but either they didn't have it or I opted not to buy it for whatever reasons. No fault to them. I have a rack that I recently built. It's called my 10 line, and basically it's 10 fiberglass tubes that I got from different shell kits, and I screwed them into some wood here. It's got a base wood on both sides and a long plank, you know, in the middle. This is called my 10 line. I call them a 10 line because it sounds better than 12 line, you know, and it's plus it's something different, you know what I mean? Okay, well, I got my 12 line here. No, I got my 10 line here. That's what it is, my 10 line. You can call it 10 line, poor man's rack. That's what it is, because I'm repurposing, you know, mortar tubes. But anyways, what I'm going to use with these guys here, I picked out canister shells from different shell kits that are all red, white, and blue colors. Okay, these are 4-inch shells from the Black Avenger shell kit. These here are cheetah whistling tails. Okay, and then I have 3 of these 7-inch El Toro shells. Okay, and all these shells here are, again, red, white, and blue colors. I pulled them out to go with this rack here. Continuing with the Americana, I have some rockets. I got 4 of these red and blue Super Strober rockets, and I have 6 of these July 4th rockets. So here are 10 patriotic rockets. Right here, these 4th of July rockets are probably the most popular rockets out of Shelton Fireworks. And here's a rocket rack. I have 2 rocket racks actually. I have 2 of these. I don't know if I'm going to use 2 of them or just 1. This one rocket rack can actually host all 10 of those rockets. This rocket rack can hold, I think I told you it can hold like 20-something rockets. You know, what's a fireworks show without rockets? You gotta have rockets. So I have 10 rockets that's going to be included with my Americana portion of my show. I've got a couple of 500-gram cakes here. These are patriotic cakes. One's called We the People. It's a 12-shot. And then I got another one called Declaration of Independence. It's a 9-shot. I'm sorry, it's a 10-shot. This is by Mad Hornet, and I think this is by Mad Hornet as well. All right, so when you want to combine all 3 aspects of the Americana portion, it's gonna look something like this. Got the 500-gram cakes up front, followed by the 10 mortar tubes, followed by the 10 rockets. Now what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably shoot off 5 rockets, and then these will go off, the cakes, followed by those, and then 5 more rockets. That's probably how that's going to work. You probably won't see too many people setting a show having Americana like this. I mean, it's not uncommon, but I think this is a little creative. You know, having what I had, I went with this because I wish I'd gotten more cakes. When I went back to Shelton Fireworks that second time, they didn't have the small 200-gram cakes that I liked, that I wanted to buy. They had them the first time I went, or back in December they had them, but they didn't have them recently. And they didn't have some of the other red, white, and blue cakes that I wanted. But I think this will do. Man, I tell you, I'm out here going through all the stuff you guys, showing you what I got. Man, it's hot as balls out here. I mean, I'm sweating my ass off out here, you know, breaking all the stuff down and everything. But I want you guys to know what I'm doing, you know. I want you guys to get a preview of my show, you know. All right, I have 2 large mortar racks that can be part of my show, as it had been in previous shows. I have a 20-shot rack that I bought from mortarsupply.com, and I have a 24-shot rack that I built myself. These are DR11 HDP tubes, and so are these. And for these mortar racks, what I have planned is I'll be shooting off the 7-inch El Toro shells and the 5-inch cheetah whistling tails, and I'll also be shooting off these 4-inch Black Avenger shells. I haven't opened this box up yet. I will load up these mortar racks with these different shells here, and of course I'll put some of the Black Avengers in there as well. This stuff right here will comprise my high-powered part of the show. What you doing, Ezra? Huh? You watching my tomatoes grow? You watching my strawberries grow, Ezra? Huh? Is I'm using a 18-shot fan rack. These are DR9 tubes, and I'll be using a variety of 1.5 ball shells with these guys. Of course, that looks more like a mushroom there. Yeah, that's more like it. So the type of shells I'm using is listed on the front here. I have El Toro crackling shells, assorted effects. I have Mad Hornet bangs and firecracker art shells, and I have these Mobster artillery bombs. Now, I've shot off these Mobster artillery bombs. I really like them. I never shot these off. I never shot those off. But I've already preloaded them, as you can tell, and they're all mixed in together. But I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with this yet. It's always a consistent part of my show. So, and you know, these ball shells are fairly cheap. You can get, you know, $10 for 6 ball shells. Again, this is my 18-shot fan rack, DR9 1.5 ball shells. And there's Ezra. Ezra loves to be involved with whatever I'm doing. And they're right, Ezra. Oh, Ezra's been part of my channel for a while now. If you guys remember, he's appeared in several of my videos. I have a 12-shot poor man's rack that I built a long time ago out of fiberglass tubes. This is it right here. What I'm going to do with this rack is I'm going to use these El Toro assorted color display shells. I bought these shells for $28.95. There are 12 ball shells in this kit, and as you see, they're covered in blue foil. They're pretty firm. On the box here, it actually tells you what the effects are. You know, it lists them: blue star to red star with report. I mean, it tells you exactly what's in this shell kit. The problem is, you know, with these, you know, effects listed, you know, the shells themselves aren't actually listed, you know. So I don't know what shell does what. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, I don't guess, because they're all gonna get shot off, you know. It doesn't really matter. These El Toro display shells are 1.75 ball shells. These are really good ball shells. Okay, I shot the ball shells off by Shelton house brands before, and I've always been pretty pleased with them. These are El Toro Big Bang No Bull. So when it says Big Bang No Bull, I believe it. All right, there's a few other smaller racks that I'll be incorporating into my show. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't figured out exactly where to use them. But here you can see my 2 Trident racks and my 6-shot DIY rack. This rack here has DR11 tubes in them. HDPE, plugged of course. And these are just fiberglass tubes from canister shell kits that I built. I built all this several years ago and I'm still using it today. For this here, I bought the Mississippi Gambler 12 premium artillery shell kit. There's 12 shells in here. These are ball shells. And unlike the El Toro display shells, these shells here are red. These shells, in all honesty, are probably identical to the display ball shells. These are 1.75 ball shells. These things fit nicely in the DR11 tubes. That's what they're designed for. Whether it be these HDPEs or these fiberglass. Anyways, there's 12 of these ball shells. There's 2 Trident racks, which is a total of 6 shots, plus the 6-shot DIY rack, so that's 12 shots in all. Just like the El Toro display shells, the Mississippi Gambler also has the effects listed on the box. Colorful pearls with dragon eggs. Shuttle with whistling snake. You know, again, who knows what order this stuff's in? I mean, nobody knows. Your guess is as good as mine. It's all a surprise. I like going with these artillery shell kits because one reason is because they're cheaper than the canister shell kits. And I believe that, you know, canister shells are nice and they're definitely needed in a show. You want canister shells for sure. But I think that these ball shells play an important role in a show, you know. It gives it a little bit different feel. It's not all the same thing, you know. These bursts are smaller, but they're more symmetrical. And you can do different things with ball shells. And the biggest thing is they're cheaper. You can buy a dozen ball shells for 30 bucks. You can fill a lot of time, and you can fill a lot of mortar tubes with these ball shells. So I like using ball shells in my shows for those reasons. Okay, now I'm going to show you the finale for my show. Here's my finale. This is my finale board. I got 4 200-gram cakes, and I have 2 500-gram cakes. I have a 19-shot Raging Thunder by Mad Hornet. I got a 25-shot Rawhide Stampede by Mad Hornet. I got the New Jersey Bomber and New York Bomber by Black Avenger. Both of them are 16 shots, and both of them have really nice effects. I got Heart Attack. It's a 25-shot 500-gram cake by El Toro, and it's probably a Dominator rewrap, followed by Adrenaline Rush, which is by Dominator. Again, I couldn't get the El Toro version, so this is the original Dominator version, and this is a 30-shot fan cake. So I got these. I got this cake board, and they're all gonna go off. They're all gonna be on perfect fuse. It's gonna burn pretty fast, pretty nice. And then this is the 24-shot Serpent rack from Great Lakes mortar racks. But anyways, this is a Serpent rack. I got it backwards actually. Actually, that end's supposed to be on this side. Of course, I'll flip it around from a show. What's gonna be in this, you might ask? Well, That's what I have over here. I got Big Chief. Big Chief. Big chop, more pop. Big Chief here is going to hold down my finale rack with doubles, triples, and canister shells. And they will probably be fused together with their own fuses, or they'll be on perfect fuse. Because when you fuse them together with their own fuses, they burn really fast. You don't really need fast fuse for that. They burn really fast themselves. Also, the perfect fuse has a nice burn rate, so it's not a big, sky puke type effect. I don't want sky puke. So I think if I fuse them together with their own fuses, that'll work out nicely. So Big Chief, you're up on the finale board, so do us a good. Here's the overall look of my finale here. I know my finale may not look all impressive, but I have pretty good feelings about this finale. It's going to be better than what it looks, I feel. People are going to be excited to see all this stuff go off in real fast pace. Different cakes is going to have a lot of different effects for the fans to cheer about. Of course, all those doubles and triples at the end, we shoot off fast paced. Again, the fans are going to be cheering. They're going to absolutely love it. And I feel like what I have here is a winner. That's my finale for you. Throughout the process of planning my show and buying for my show, I'm constantly having new ideas and new thoughts about what to do, where to put what, how to display this, how to display that. And so my summer show, the way it is right now, is not the same as I had envisioned it back in January. And coming up with different ideas on how to do things. It's part of the process of planning and organizing. So I've done a lot of rearranging, a lot of replanning and restructuring. All that kind of stuff goes on. Those of you who put on shows know what I'm talking about. You're always having to rework your product. You're thinking or hoping you'll make the show better by doing so. Again, I haven't completely got everything ironed out and how it's all going to look. I haven't figured out the final version of this show. But everything I've shown you today will be in my show. On the day of the show, when I get everything set up, I will give you guys a rundown of what's going on, what I have out there, how it looks, how it's going to be presented. I'm going to show you guys that. So I'm going to give you a walkthrough on the day of the show. I definitely look forward to putting on the show, recording it, and publicizing it, for you guys. I like watching your shows. And I know you guys probably like watching my shows. All right, so in case you're wondering about how much money we're talking here, the budget for this show is between $1,200 and $1,500. My goal was about $2,000, but I came quite a bit short of that. Something else you may be wondering: will I be using my Billisan 1200 firing system? Yes. But I will be utilizing my firing system in some capacity. That concludes this summer show preview. The last thing I want to say before I go, please, if you would, leave your thoughts in the comment section of what you think about what I've shown you today. Good or bad. If you like what you saw and think I'm gonna have a good show, let me know. If you think my show's gonna suck, then tell me so. I don't care. Until next time, I'm the Beachbanger. Keep banging. Oh look, now there's two kitties in my yard.